kid hates me because, like, why are they cutting grass while I'm trying to record videos? Like, so inconsiderate, so very non-demure.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Mbali Talks. In today's video, I'd actually like to share with you some profitable business ideas that you can actually start if you're looking to change your career. The inspiration behind this video is actually some messages that I got a couple of months ago while I was still on my YouTube break from people that were actually wondering how I was even able a couple of years ago to quit my career and actually go into entrepreneurship. Not only that, some of the messages were actually from people that feel like, you know what, I've been working for the longest time and quite honestly, I'm starting to feel bored with my career, and also I'm either a new mom and feel like I'd actually like to spend a bit more time with my kids, etc. If this sounds like something that you have also been interested in, then you have landed on the right video. Before we can jump right into it, I'd like to encourage you to just please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, so that you can join the Mbali Talks community and also never miss out on any of the content that happens on the channel. Without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into it. So some of the businesses that I'm actually going to talk about in this video are businesses that I have also started, and I can definitely say for sure, for positive, that they are businesses that I still believe in, businesses that I feel like can still work, and businesses that I feel like even now are still thriving in the different business industries that they actually are in. So don't worry, I'm not going to be sharing with you ideas that are out of space. I'm actually going to be sharing with you some of my own personal experiences, just as a way for us to be able to compare notes so that you can also see that this is actually something that is doable. The first profitable business idea that can actually help you change your career is for you to go into real estate. So there's two ways that you can actually go into real estate. You can either actually become a real estate agent by actually taking a couple of the courses. I do know that if you have no qualification at all, you are looking at spending about 2 years being able to get a proper realtor certificate. If you do have a bit of a qualification that you find maybe kind of mixes with the real estate agency industry, you may find that you are able to skip some of the subjects that they want to teach you and therefore find yourself maybe doing about a year. This works for you if you're somebody who wants to get paid using commissions by either renting out apartments or houses and or actually even selling them. This is an easy business for somebody who feels like, you know what, I would actually like to focus on being a full-time parent. However, I still want to be able to make a bit of money on the side because, again, it is commission-based, which means you work as and when you actually want to get paid. There is a period, however, that you are going to have to participate in actually getting a proper job from an existing real estate company in order for you, obviously, to be able to do something that they call articles. In my industry anyway, that's what it's called, but it's just basically a period of time where you're gaining your self-experience. What I like about the real estate business for this particular sector that I'm talking about right now is the fact that it's easy for you to become self-employed, because once you've actually done the courses that you need to do as well as the internship that you need to participate in an actually established company, you would then be eligible to register your own company and become an individual real estate agent outside any other company, which again says you become your own boss, you write your own time, you have your own hours, allowing you the flexibility to still be able to create a good work-life balance. The second way that you can actually be into real estate is something that I am more into. This is for you to buy and or to build different properties in order for you to either rent them out, turn them into Airbnbs, etc. What I do like about the Airbnb concept is the fact that you do not necessarily have to find yourself a tenant. You literally just have to take a couple of pictures, obviously decorating your apartment properly, take a couple of pictures, put them on the Airbnb site, and also you're now able to actually put the same apartment that you've put on Airbnb on platforms like Booking.com that previously belonged only to hotels and or lodges and or guest houses. They are now willing to offer you the opportunity, if you have an apartment or an array of apartments that you're willing to rent out for short stays. You can now use these two platforms in order for you to be able to host your apartments as a way for you to be able to make money from real estate. The next profitable business idea that you can use if you're somebody who's looking to change your career is for you to actually buy a franchise. I know that sometimes when you think of franchises, you think, oh my goodness, I need to have R1 million in order for me to actually be able to start a franchise. However, do you know that there are cheap franchises, just like Fish and Chip Co., etc., that are a minimal, only 500,000 Rand in order for you to be able to start? What I like about the idea of starting a franchise is the fact that you're not starting something from scratch. So if you're somebody who feels like, you know what, I just want to test a bit of the entrepreneurial waters before I can actually change my career, then buying a franchise is definitely one of those ideas that I would advise for you, because you already have marketing that's already going on based on the brand of the franchise. You also are able to have what they call financial figures in order for you to be able to see if this type of franchise is actually going to be profitable. Not only that, the franchises are often usually willing to offer you some training in order for you to decide if this is something that you'd actually like to do for yourself. And although some franchises do require you to pay up sort of like an initial application fee, obviously it makes sense because this was going to cater for the training, for the experience, as well as the information that they're actually going to be sharing to you. So you would actually have to look at it as sort of like a minimal investment that you'd have to make before you're even able to make the bigger investment of actually investing and buying a franchise. In addition, most franchises are actually willing to even help you to spot the right location for you to be able to open your franchise shop. So quite honestly, it often feels like you're literally getting an entire business in one box if you're somebody who's buying a franchise. This is a great idea for someone who feels like, you know what, I'm actually looking also into finding myself something that I can use as a retirement plan. In fact, going back to point one, for me, real estate is my retirement plan, because I feel like at some point when all that money from rental is coming in, I will never have to wake up a day in my life. So it's very similar even with franchises, because you can start out with one franchise, see that it's profitable, get used to the business model, get used to the industry, and then you can always move on to buying your second, your third, or even your fourth franchise. In addition, you can decide for yourself that, you know what, I want a salon franchise, I want a food franchise, I want, I don't know, a manufacturing franchise. There's even franchises like Postnet that you can actually buy into, because Postnet is not just one big brand that is owned by someone. It's actually a franchise. You can literally buy yourself a Postnet if that's something that you want to look into. What I like about franchises also is the fact that you can kind of know what the costs are going to be, because it's the same type of cost every day. Not only that, again, there is the office support that you are more likely to get from the head office of that franchise, just as a way to obviously not feel like you're alone or to feel confused, because I know how confusing entrepreneurship can be when you're starting out. So if you're somebody who feels like, you know what, I have some money that I've saved up, I'd actually like to start looking into something that can be a retirement plan other than just your pension, then buying a franchise is definitely one of the profitable businesses that I would advise for you to look into if you're looking to change your career. The third profitable business that you can start if you're looking to change your career is actually something that will require you to have a bit of qualification. But what I like about this qualification is that you do not necessarily have to go to a university, do 2 to 3 or 4 years of a qualification before you can graduate. It's actually something that you can learn on the job. It's something that you can literally decide if you're working in a big corporation that, you know what, maybe I am in marketing, but now I want to go into this. So can I please transfer from the marketing department to this department? And honestly, this is actually one of the businesses that I've also been running for a couple of years. And I can say that if it's something that you're really interested in, something that you apply yourself into, it is a business that can be profitable. This is for you to start a web design and coding company. Again, this is something that you can just start out as a career change, totally, by just going online, taking a couple of easy courses, learning how to code, and therefore putting up yourself on the market as somebody who is a startup coder. There's a lot of businesses, my own included, that are always looking for young and or maybe even startup resources, because you find that you are sort of like cheap labor, so to speak, for lack of a better word, but that's what you're going to be. It's like an internship. So you're obviously not going to go into the industry being unknowledgeable and then suddenly start getting paid 60,000 Rand a month. No, you will need to start somewhere. Consider yourself as an intern. But if you're somebody who is serious about that, you are somebody who loves IT, you're somebody who wants a career change, you're somebody who feels like, you know what, I'm really bored, whether I'm in marketing or maybe I'm just an IT specialist, I've not necessarily gone into coding. These are easy businesses that you can actually go into, because once you've learned the coding along the way in your efforts to change a career, you can then start your own company, your own businesses, become a consultant, hire other people as you go along, and build yourself a profitable business. But I just feel like it's one of those businesses that don't have a lot of barriers to entry, even though you do need some sort of skill and qualification, but that is something that you can get over time by practicing. And also, I like the idea that you don't necessarily have to totally quit your job before you can actually go into coding. You can literally just move from a department department in your office where you're actually working now into that IT, web designing, coding department that is actually helping you guys right now with the same systems that you guys use at work. You may find that you're not necessarily a person who thought you was into IT, but once you go into coding with all the different aspects that you can do under it, you may find something that you actually like, and then one day you can actually use it to change your career. The next profitable business idea that you can start if you're somebody who wants to change your career is something that I have been known for so many years. And even though currently I am no longer in that business, it's still a very profitable field that I would advise anyone to actually start. In fact, if you're somebody who would actually like to start that kind of business and would like a bit of help, just hit me up in the comment section and we can take it from there. You can even email me using the email that's in the description box. I would be more than happy to help you to be able to start at least the first few steps towards you achieving this business. This is for you to start a fashion and clothing brand. As you guys know, I have been running Fashion Couture for the past, I don't know guys, 7, maybe close to 8 years now, and it's been an amazing ride. What I like about the business is even though I started out just creating clothes for women that I'm going to put online and sell in different sizes, it actually diversified itself into now being a business that allows people to do custom makes. So we're now making clothing for men and women, and also it allowed me to have a small manufacturing company for myself, for companies that wanted uniforms, they wanted overalls, they wanted t-shirts, etc. Because obviously the more that you're in the industry, the more that you learn, and it would not make sense for you to not take advantage of the other ways that you can actually make money within that very same business, within that very same industry. So again, if starting a fashion clothing brand is something that you'd like and you'd want help with, please do hit me up in the email that I've put in the description box, and I'll be more than happy to actually help you. But I just feel like it is still a profitable business that you can start and one day use to actually change your career. In fact, I am the great blueprint that you can use, because that fashion business is actually the business that was the first one that I started that led me to actually quitting my career in the accounting industry. So it's definitely a business that I would say look into if you're looking to change your career, or even if, let's say, you're looking to make a sort of consistent side hustle. But just be aware that with fashion and clothing, you will need to put in a lot of work when it comes to your marketing, advertising, influencer marketing, etc., in order for you to be able to make it successful. But once you have cracked that, once you have, gotten away that you are able to have systems in place that actually handle that, whether you've hired people, you can even hire people online like Fiverr to actually help you to create those types of things and those types of systems. It's still a business that I feel like is profitable, that you can start right now if you're somebody who is looking for a career change. If you've been on this video for this long, it means you must be finding the information valuable. Please do reward me by just hitting that like button if you haven't already. And also, don't be shy to join the Money Talks community by hitting the subscribe button below. Trust me, it is absolutely free. Now, I'm going to share with you the last profitable business idea that I think you should try out if you're somebody who's actually looking to change your career. I have actually done an interview with a lady who has actually started that kind of business. It's in one of the most recent Money Talks videos that you guys can actually check out. I've actually put a link to it in the description box as well, so you guys can check it out after this video. This is for you to become a nail technician. This is one of the easiest businesses that you can actually start out if you're somebody who feels like, you know what, I have been working in the office for the longest time. I now feel like I would like a bit of freedom on my hands. And even though, to be quite honest, based on her review as well, you will not be free, say maybe for the first year of the business. But it's just one of those businesses that if you were to start today, you can easily expand it into maybe hiring the second or the third or even the fourth person in your business in a 12-month period, so that now you can then give yourself the freedom that you'd actually wanted when you were making that career change. What I like about being a nail technician is the fact that, quite honestly, I genuinely like working with my hands. So for me, it's one of those businesses that I feel like are not rocket science. You don't necessarily need to go to a major school and pay 25,000 Rand in order for you to get a qualification. You can literally just take a short course from all the different brands that are already out there. One of them being Biosculpture, that I know that actually exists, where a lot of people have gone to be able to learn how to do their nails. Not only that, you can literally decide to shadow someone who's already in that industry. Take, for example, your nail tech. You can ask them, you know what, please help me to learn this skill, etc., because now I want to start my own business. You can easily do that for yourself and then start yourself a nail business on the side and watch it grow into something that you can actually do on a more full-time basis. Heck, you can even find yourself opening different franchises once the business is maybe 3 or maybe 5 years into the making. But it's just one of those profitable businesses that I feel like will never run out of clients clients. So long as you're offering people good service, good quality skills, you have no reason to worry about your business ever going under, because being a nail tech will always be in style. With all that said, I've actually come to the end of the video. I do not necessarily have to remind you to subscribe to the channel so that you can join our community. But hey, if you haven't, don't be shy to do so. Also, please remember to keep your notification bell on so that you guys never miss out on any of the content that happens right here on Mbali Talks. Otherwise, I'm going to see you guys in the next Mbali Talks video. Cheers.